talk about some new palettes I bought at Ulta. I don't know if they're actually new, but they're new to me. And I'll tell you why I'm on the hunt for palettes. I have a ton of palettes. Okay, that's weird. Not a ton. I have a lot of palettes, but like 98% of them are high-end. I am on the hunt for a good drugstore palette. And I mean, I have a lot of the Wet n Wild like trio palettes that are smaller, and those are great, but I want like an actual larger palette that is from the drugstore that's amazing, and I just haven't found one yet. And so every time I go to Ulta, I am looking and hunting and trying out new palettes to see if I can find some great drugstore palettes. So I'm gonna show you, I bought 5 palettes and we're gonna talk about whether or not I like them. Okay, so we're gonna go in with the one that I absolutely hate, and it was the worst palette I've ever bought. It is Catrice Cosmetics. Ulta is just starting to carry Catrice Cosmetics, and I found this palette. Let me even get my receipt so I know how much these are. Okay, so this palette was $6.99, so $7 for this palette. It's a beautiful palette. It's got one shimmer shade, and all, like, I loved it when I first saw it. It's got a perfect one light shimmer shade, an all over color right there, a nice peach transition shade, and then you've got some nice browns. This one is a dark brown, but it has sparkle in it. So I literally thought this palette was going to be amazing, and then I swatched it. And I won't even put it on my eyes because that's how bad it swatched. I'm going to show you. I'm going to get some good... It literally is just not pigmented at all, and I really had to dig my fingers in there to even get that little pigment. This is just a terrible palette. The pigmentation is horrible. I would pass if you are looking at the Catrice Cosmetics Sand Nudes eyeshadow palette, and this one is in Hugs and Kisses. This one is crap. Pass on that one. Alright, the next ones I picked up were, and I believe these are new-ish. I don't know how long ago they came out, but I picked up the new NYX palettes. One of them is the NYX Lid Lingerie palette, and it is just a palette full of nudes. And the other one was the NYX Cosmic Metals eyeshadow palette. And this one is all shimmers. Together, they're a pretty palette. I hate that they kind of do that. Here's what I want in a palette. I want a palette that has an even amount of everything in it. I want a shade that I can put all over my lid that's like matte. I want a nice deep shade, matte shade that you can like darken up the crease, and I want some shimmer shades. I hate it when one palette is just specific to one thing, unless you just wear all mattes. So we're gonna talk about the matte one first. The matte one is very pretty. It comes with 6 shades, and it's nice because there's a cool tone, there's 2 cool tone shades, 3 warm tone shades, and then like a neutral shade. This one can go all over the lid. This is really pretty. These 3 shades right here are amazing, and this pink one is amazing. These 2 shades, the darker shades, were really hard to blend out. It took a lot of time for me to blend out those 2 darker shades. It just seemed like once they touched your skin, that's where they were staying instead of blending so nicely. So I don't know, I probably would not recommend this palette. It's much for these. Oh, the NYX palettes were buy one get one 50% off, so they were $9.99 each, but I got them for $7.49 each. So I would not recommend this, only because these 2 dark shades right here really don't blend out. They're really pretty though. I wish they did, but they just don't. So I would pass on this one as well. The next one is the metals, and these are all metal shades. I love this palette. These are so buttery and so smooth and so metallic, and the color range is wonderful. Like, you've got like a peachy pink to a champagne to a bronze to like a taupe purplish gray to a really gold and then a purple. Like, you could go for so many looks with this palette. I really like this palette. The only thing I don't like is if you're using this palette, you again have to reach for another shade to, you know, put in the crease. I just don't like having, if you have to palette, to reach for other shades. But I'm still gonna keep it because they are amazing. I might depot it and put it in like a Z palette or something. Yeah, I really like this. The pigmentation is amazing, and it's so buttery soft, and it lasts so long. long time. I've worn this palette a while and it doesn't crease and it lasts on the eyes. It's perfect. I like this palette. If only they had like one matte shade. All right, the next two that we're gonna talk about, I believe are new, and they are the Essence. Essence came out with some palettes. Let me open them so you can see. One is All About Roses, and it's like this pretty purple palette. And the other one is All About Bronze. So here is the two palettes. We're gonna talk about the rose one first. The rose one, oddly enough, these don't look like they would be amazing shadows. When I saw them in the pan, I was like, ugh, these don't look great. But they swatch beautifully and they actually apply beautifully. So the thing that I love about this palette is it's got 1, 2, 3 matte shades. This shade, and this shade are, oh sorry, this shade, this lighter shade, and these two shades right here are matte shades. So you can get a full look just using this, and I like that. The only thing I don't like is I wish they had a little bit more of a difference, like a really purpley color and then maybe a more pink color, and then I wish this shade was like just a touch deeper. So it is a really good palette and I did wear it and someone actually complimented my eyeshadow. It is a very beautiful palette. I just personally wish the colors were a little, like you could see that they were more different instead of, they're very, very similar in tone. The Essence palettes are so cheap. These were also buy one, get one 50% off. So they're usually $5.49, but I got them for $4.11 each, both of these. So I do like this one. If you are into really cool tone shades, then you will really like this palette and it's not gonna break the bank to go get it. So, or if you just kind of want to play with that shade because you usually do warm shades and you want to test out cooler shades, this is a palette to get because it comes with everything you need in it. So I do like this palette and I am keeping this palette. Now this is the sad one. This is the bronze one. This one swatches beautifully. It really does. All the shades in here are stunning and they're buttery, like they're really soft and buttery. These are not stiff colors. They're beautiful. The only thing that Essence did, which they did not do in the rose palette, there are no matte shades. All of these shades are shimmer shades, and I don't know why that just bothers me. I just want one matte shade, just one matte shade where you can just pop this open, do a whole look with it, and be done. Also, this palette is super, super similar to the e.l.f. Prism Eyeshadow Palette in Naked. So if you already have the e.l.f., I suggest you pass on this one, but that's just my point of view. And the e.l.f. one is a little bit better, I will say. But again, the e.l.f. one also shimmer shades. So, yeah, if you're someone that just wants to pick up one palette and do a look with, this is not going to be it. The rose one, and that's it. None of the ones that we talked about today will be it except for the rose shade. And people tend to go towards warm eyeshadows, so I know that one won't be a favorite, but I mean, this is all shimmer, this is all matte. This has both, but it's crap, so we're not even going to count that. But, alright, so that was the palettes that I got from Ulta. So, I am still continuing my hunt for a good drugstore palette. The only other two, besides the ones that I just purchased, the only other two drugstore palettes that I own is the e.l.f. Prism Eyeshadow palette. And then I do have one of the Milani. This one's the Bare Necessities. It's pretty, but it's like nothing to like write home about, you know? It's like alright, but it's not like super exciting. And I just want one that is. So if you guys know of a drugstore palette that you think is amazing, let me know and I will try it out because I am on the hunt for a good drugstore palette. Alright, that is it for this video. I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.